Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering deck video. Today I'm going to be showing you the pre-release deck I use in the Eldritch Moon pre-release. I went with green and white, and I think it was a pretty good deck. I had a lot of fun with it, so I'm just going to jump right in and take a look at the deck. So starting out with our lands, I have 9 plains, 6 forests, 1 Thalia Academy. If a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard a card, you may reveal that card and put it on top of your library instead of putting it anywhere else. It also taps for wastes. And I have 1 Warp Landscape. Taps for wastes, you can also pay 2 colorless, tap it, sacrifice Warp Landscape. Search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. To our artifacts and equipment, I have 1 Cathar Shield, 0 to cast, equipped creature gets +0/+3. It also gains Vigilance, and the equip cost is 3. I have 1 Cultist Staff for 2 colorless. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, and it costs 3 to equip to our creatures. I have 1 Dawngryph, 2 and a white for a 2/2 with flying. I have 1 Desperate Sentry, 2 and a white for a 1/2. When Desperate Sentry dies, put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi core creature token onto the battlefield. It also has Delirium, so it gets +3/+0 as long as there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. I have 1 Drogskull Cavalry, 5 and 2 white for a 4/4 with flying. Whenever another spirit enters the battlefield under your control, gain 2 life. Also has the ability to pay 3 and a white to put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. I have 1 Emrakul's Evangel, 2 and a green for a 3/2. Has the ability to tap it, sacrifice Emrakul's Evangel, and any number of other non-Eldrazi creatures. Put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token onto the battlefield for each creature sacrificed this way. I have 1 Extinctor of Sin for 2 and a white. It's a 0/3. When it enters the battlefield, I may sacrifice another permanent. If you do, put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horde token onto the battlefield. It also has Delirium, so at the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, it gets transformed, and it gets transformed into the Extinctor of Flesh. It's a 3/5. Eldrazi you control have Vigilance. Also has the ability to pay 2, tap it, sacrifice a non-Eldrazi creature to put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horde token onto the battlefield. I have one Fiend Binder for 3 and a white. It's a 3/2. Whenever Fiend Binder attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. I have 1 Ghost of the Lonely Vigil, 1 and a white for a 2/3 with Defender and Flying. It also has Delirium, and it says it can attack as though it didn't have Defender as long as there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. I have 1 Huron's Grace Champion for 2 colorless, 1 green, 1 white for a 3/3 with Flash. It also has Lifelink. And when it enters the battlefield, other humans you control get +1/+1 and gain lifelink until the end of turn. I have 1 Inspiring Captain, 3 and a white for a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. I have 1 Shrill Howler for 2 and a green for a 3/1. Creatures with power less than Shrill Howler can't block it. Also has the ability to pay 5 and a green to transform it. And when it transforms into the Howling Chorus, which is a 3/5. Creatures with power less than Howling Chorus can't block it. And when it deals combat damage to a player, put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi Horde creature token onto the battlefield. I have 1 Solitary Hunter for 3 and a green. It's a 3/4. Beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform Solitary Hunter. And it transforms to 1 of the pack. It's a 5/6. Beginning of each upkeep, if a player casts 2 or more spells last turn, transform 1 of the pack, and it transforms back to be the Solitary Hunter. Next up, we have 1 Somberwalled Stag, 3 and 2 green for a 4/3. When it enters the battlefield, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. We have 2 Swift Spinner, 3 and a green for a 2/3 with Flash. It also has Reach. We have 1 Thalia Heretic Cathar for 2 and a white for a 3/2. She has First Strike, and creatures and basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. We have 2 Thraben Standard Bearer, 1 white for a 1/1. It also has the ability to pay 1 white, tap it, discard a card, and put a 1/1 white human soldier token onto the battlefield. And finally, we have 1 Woodland Patrol, 2 and a green for a 3/2 with Vigilance. Next into our instance, I have 1 Aim High, 1 and a green, untap target creature, it gets +2/+2 and gains reach until the end of turn. And I have 1 Borrowed Grace for 2 and a white. It has an escalate cost of 1 and a white. So when you pay it for its 2 and a white cost, you choose one option. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until the end of turn, or creatures you control get +0/+2 until the end of turn. And if you pay the escalate cost, you can choose the other option that you didn't choose initially. And finally, we have 1 sorcery. I have 1 Spectral Reserves. 3 and a white. Put 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield, and you gain 2 life. I had a lot of fun with this deck. I had a lot of fun using cards like Huron Grace's Champion. I didn't actually flash him in. I just cast him on my main phase to give all of my humans for return +1/+1 in lifelink. So he was able to keep my life total fairly high. Thalia was also very good. I had her out, and at one point I had both the Cathar shield and the staff attached to her. So she got pumped up quite a bit with that. I had the Swift Spinners also at one point. I had one of these spiders, had both of the equipments attached to it as well. And there's some pretty cool stuff with these Eldrazi. So Embercle's Evangel I really like because you can tap it, sacrifice it, get a 3/2 Eldrazi, and you can basically I think I sacrificed him. I sacrificed 1 Standard Bearer, and I believe 1 1 Desperate Sentry. So I was able to total I believe get 4 Eldrazi tokens because I sacrificed this to get a token. When it goes to the graveyard, I got another token. You get 1 token from Embercle's Evangel, and then the Standard Bearer gave me another token. So I had 4 3/2 Eldrazi tokens out. The Spectral Reserves were fun because you gain 2 life when it comes into play. And I had a lot, like I said, I had a lot of fun. Probably my favorite cards in this deck were Embercle's Evangel, Huron's Grace Champion, and Thalia Heretic Cathar. When I had this out, it slows down your opponents a lot because creatures are going to enter tapped, and also if they have any non-basic lands, those are also going to be enter tapped. I'm probably going to try to expand this deck once the actual set comes out. I'm going to try to build a full 60-card deck using these themes, like mostly probably green and white humans. I have a few, like at least a couple Thalia's Lieutenants, which will go really well when I make this a 60-card deck, and some other like Apothecary Geists and things like that, if I end up going with the Drogskull Cavalry. But the start of the deck will definitely be Thalia. I'm going to try to get a couple more of her, probably have 2 of her in the deck, maybe 3, depending on how many I pull in my box. I'm going to buy a box probably next week. I'm going to be doing a video of that once that set comes out. I again want to thank everybody for watching. Remember to let me know in the comments what you think of this deck. Remember to also like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time, and thanks again for watching.